So today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Thanos Rising to see all the components and the quality of them as well. Now before we get into the box, I do want to kind of just talk about the outside because that has some pretty cool features here personally for myself. So right now with the word Thanos Rising, it's kind of popped out just a little bit. And then you can't truly see it here in video, but Thanos' eyes are kind of glazed over, so no matter which way you're really looking at the box, you can kind of see his eyes. It's a little creepy, but it's kind of cool, you know, obviously with Thanos. Now, on the back, of course, this is, you know, all the components that they show you that are coming in the game, as well as, you know, just a nice overall kind of closure of the actual box itself. So, pretty good overall quality when it comes to the box. Now let's open this up and see what's inside. That wasn't me, that was the box, I promise. Now, let me move this around. Ooh, I'm gonna break stuff here. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go through the rest of this box and see what we got in here. Now, of course, we have the book manual, so this kind of goes over all of the rules. It's a 12-page book. Pretty self-explanatory on what this does, of course. Really good fine print as far as being able to read and easy to understand. Now, of course, there's tons of videos out there on how to actually play the game, so make sure you check them out afterwards as well. Now, as far as this game goes, this has the base game right over here. So this is kind of where the majority of the game is going to be being played, and I'll show you the piece that's going to go in the center here because it's really, really cool. So this is pretty decent quality here. I've personally actually been using this for a while already, and it's kind of held up pretty well. Now, probably one of my favorite parts of this game is the actual gauntlet right over here. There's some components that go around the edges over here, and I'll show you that here in a bit. And then you got the actual gauntlet where you're going to be able to put the little gemstones here, and I'm going to show you that right now because I think that is super, super cool. So these are the little gemstones that come here, and by gemstones I actually mean the actually infinity stones. I don't know why I said gems, but right over here, these are the infinity stones. They kind of have, you know, fairly similar shapes across the board, but they're a little odds and ends here, but they're really cool. If you like, you know, the actual Marvel universe and everything that's involved with it, like this is just super cool to have. And of course, if I bring this up here, right over here, you're going to be able to place these on the actual mechanism. Now, they don't fit perfectly, and that's fine. I don't need it to because of the way the game plays. But, you know, once you have all the components on there, it looks really, really cool. Now, after that, we are going to go into the things that kind of go around the gauntlet over here. I mentioned that there's like a little divot. So those are going to be these little component pieces here in the game, one for each color. So the actual gems, and by gems, again, I mean the infinity stones, go on the color corresponding to it, and then, of course, go onto the gauntlet after a certain amount of time based off of how you're playing the game. But overall, really good quality as well. Same thing that is made from the, you know, actual gauntlet stuff here and the base as well across the board. Now, when we look over here, we keep going through everything in here. Now, we have our damage tokens right over here. Similar to a lot of other games, it's kind of like a clear red across the board. Let's see if I can take a look at that. Looks kind of nice. But again, yeah, similar to a lot of other games. So if you start losing some of these damage points, you can probably take them from other games. And then we got counters over here, which these ones are yellow, and these are going to be going onto the infinity stones as you're building them up. So those are really, really nice. And then let's go ahead and get into the dice. By the way, I'm saving the best part for last here, which is Thanos himself. So we're going to go into the dice here. So there's a couple different things with the dice. There are two unique die right over here. So these are what I like to call Thanos' dice. And so they have different metrics, obviously, that go based off of how the game is being played. But these are really good quality. They're actually bigger than the traditional die, and I'll show you here in a second. I'm going to get one of every color here so we can kind of take a look and see how this is going to be. I can reach in the bag here. All right, so we have a red die right over here. I'm going to kind of go on this side. We got a black die, then we got a green die, and then we got a blue die as well. So if I actually take one of the Thanos dies and then the regular die, you can kind of see the difference in size right over there. As far as quality, I mean, they're both good quality across the board, so no stress on that. So those are good. Then we got like little bonus tokens, just, you know, little pieces here. Just little pieces here as far as bonus tokens. Good quality as well. Haven't seen any damage being, you know, put on them as far as usage. So good across the board there. Then we got making a mess over here, by the way. Then we got all of our little, team tokens right over here. Similar quality to the bonus tokens as well, but of course these are bigger than the bonus tokens if we do a comparison. So those are right there. So those look good. Then we have our actual team cards. So these team cards, a little less quality than everything else in the game so far. So not that I'm disappointed or anything, but the quality, yeah, it's a little bit less, but it is kind of like a, I don't even know what this is called really. It has like a laminate kind of feel where if like you spilled something on it, it's probably easier to wipe away than, some of the other pieces in the game that are here. But overall, I mean, not bad. Would have been nice if these were just a little bit higher in quality. Then we go to the actual cards themselves. The cards I've been using for some time. I don't know if I'm going to get it on camera, but there's a little bit of a damage on the actual cards themselves from being used so much because I do enjoy playing this game with some of my friends. And yeah, the quality of the cards are similar to the quality of the team cards, so kind of in the same. They're actually the same height, but obviously not the same length. In there you can kind of see from there. But overall, pretty decent. And for the amount of use, I guess not too bad. All right, and then for personally my favorite part of this whole game, like honestly, I was really excited for when I saw the game and then just this piece. I do collect some like figurines and whatnot across the board from like different series. So this was really cool. This is actually Thanos from the game and the figurine that goes to the base of the overall gameplay. Now, to me, this is really, really high quality. Like personally for me, I mean, there's a lot of different figurine companies out there that will probably charge you upwards of like $25 to $35, maybe even more just for this figurine. So the fact that you get it in this game is pretty cool. And depending on the price point at the time, like this might just be worth it itself to have in your collection. Now, this is a full, body of Thanos, and I really like that. There's some games where, similar to this Thanos Rising, where it's kind of just like a bust, which is the Star Wars one. And for me personally, I like the whole figurine being statued there, and then it has a really solid base, so it's not tipping over or anything. And then yeah, Thanos just looks really, really good. So I'm super happy with this quality on this. So I can take away from the quality on the team cards a little bit from that. Now, as far as the actual insert goes, of course, it's kind of just a basic plastic, but it fits everything very nicely for the most part. The only downside I would say about this packaging is that when you have the card sitting over here and you have it vertical, which a lot of gamers might have, the cards are going to start falling out just a little bit. Not a lot, just a few of them might slide across here and there, but overall, a really good setup. I think they did a good job of utilizing the space that they had as far as all the components and having the box at a really good overall, dimension as well. Now, if you don't already have Thanos Rising, check out the link in the show notes down below to the Amazon page. That does help support the channel if you are planning on buying it. And if you already have the game, you could check out my Patreon page so you can help support me that way so I can continue to make videos just like this for you. Now, if you enjoyed this board game unboxing, check out my next one right over here. My name is Dennis, and I will see you in the next unboxing.